Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. We've got some more transfer news for you guys. Everyone thought January was going to be a quiet month, and it seemed to be that way, the way things were being reported, but it's early Jan and things are starting to liven up. So we're hearing about news on the defensive front, the midfield, even the striker position potentially within Nkunku, depending on what he wants to do. But today we're going to focus on the defence, with a player that we're being linked with at the moment, Ousmane Diomande. Okay, he is a 21-year-old centre-back from the Ivory Coast. He's currently playing for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. And for those of you who have never heard of Diomande, I'm surprised because he's been on our radar for a little while. If you go on YouTube, there's been quite a lot of hype for him for about a year now, but he's establishing himself more and more in Portugal. So there's no reason why he wouldn't be linked with a top club. But I think the reason he's being linked with Chelsea at the moment, and Ben Jacobs has reported that, you know, there is still a genuine interest there. It might not just be him, but he's one of the players on our radar. It's because he has a lot of the attributes that we're looking for. And when you've got players like Fofana, who you sign for 80 million, you can't rely on them because he's never fit. You could say the same about Lavia. You could say the same about Reece James, a number of players that we have that are injury prone. So it's really difficult to build your squad around these guys because they're never fit. And one of the things that I like about Diomande, looking at his profile, he's very rarely injured. Doesn't have any injury problems. Now, obviously, this stuff can change. He's only 21, as I said before. You know, it's difficult, isn't it, to really gauge whether a player's injury prone or not, because if he's 25, 26, you can see he's got a real track record over a period of time of not getting injured. But that's the risk you take when you sign these young players. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Do I think this would be a good signing for Chelsea? Yes. How much do I think we will spend on this player? I have no idea. If I'm honest, from what I've seen, Diomande, I would be surprised if we spent more than 40 million on this player. I think we could probably get him for 30. I haven't seen any prices as of yet. I don't know about any offers, but there's certainly interest. And that is the main thing, is that there is a genuine perception now from Chelsea that we need to look at ourselves here and take Champions League football seriously. Because a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the title race. We ended up dropping points against Everton. No big deal. Same against Ipswich. Don't worry about it. Fulham. And then we dropped points against Crystal Palace as well. And now we need to have a serious discussion as to why we keep dropping those points. And one of those reasons is because we don't finish our chances, but another reason is because we don't keep clean sheets. Even if we don't play well, if we win games 1-0, that's good enough for me. And we need good defenders to do that. So Diomande is not necessarily going to come in and solve our issues straight away, but he will bring stability. You know, he has pretty much every attribute that you want from a centre-back. And he would be really good cover, or even a direct replacement for Fofana. Who knows? You know, he's physical, he's aggressive, he's on the front foot when he defends. A lot of people complain about tossing, the fact that he likes to drop a little bit deeper. Doesn't necessarily suit the way you want to play if you're a team that presses and wants to be on the front foot. We won't have that problem with Diomande. He's good from set pieces. He hasn't scored any goals this season, but he has scored from set pieces in the past. He's got a good head of the ball. And most importantly, he's a ball-playing defender. So if you want to play out the back, and we do, then this is a player capable of doing it. He's got pace as well, so that's not a worry. There's not really many boxes that this player doesn't have ticked. The question is, though, is he the right fit for Chelsea? Is this really the move we need to make? We're being linked with other players like Mark Guehi as well, potentially bringing Chalobah back on loan from Crystal Palace. This is certainly a topic that will become more relevant in the next couple of weeks, because I don't think Chelsea will be able to cope without signing another defender. You can't rely on Disasi, can you? Let's be honest. I just don't see how that makes any sense as well. If we do bring in a player like Diomande as well, is it possible that maybe Disasi goes out the other way? Because there was talks of a potential swap deal between him and Tomori at AC Milan, because he hasn't had any minutes since October. I think he's only played 45 minutes. So plenty of different ideas going around. The question is, who's going to be the right fit? We've also had some news regarding a player who's already at the club, Cesar Casadei, the Italian that we signed from Inter in 2022. The deal was worth around just over £12 million. Okay, and Torino just put in a bid for around, I think, 7 million. Chelsea are looking around double that. We want 16, 17 million for this player. And it seems like that deal's going to happen. It looks like he's going to go, which is a bit unfortunate, to be honest with you, because it's not like he's actually been that bad. But you look at the competition in midfield, and you also look at some of the business we've done as well. Even if he was given a chance ahead of some players like Dewsbury Hall, for example, because they were new signings, they were just given an opportunity when maybe it should have been the other way around. I mean, Dewsbury Hall, it looks like he might leave as well. And that goes to show a lot because he's only been here a couple of months. But yeah, it looks like Casadei's going to go to Torino. He's got the green light from the club, as for what's being reported. And it seems like he just wants regular football. This season has not been easy for him. It's not like he hasn't played at all. I mean, if you tally up all of his minutes, he's played 424 minutes. So, 5 games in the Conference League, and then he did play 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup as well. But that's about as much as you're going to get, I'm afraid. But it does beg the question, why wasn't he given a chance, against Ipswich when Caicedo was playing poorly, or in other games where you just need some fresh legs? So there's definitely an argument to say he's not been given a real opportunity. And I can appreciate that argument. I'll make that argument. But he needs to develop for his career. He needs to go out and play football regularly. I don't think that we're going to bring Santos back, even if we do get rid of Casadei, because he's doing very well in France. He's by far the best player for Strasbourg. And they are kind of having a relegation battle at the moment as well. So it wouldn't make sense from our side to risk Strasbourg going down and being relegated. So I don't see Santos coming back and replacing Casadei. But if he goes, maybe we bring back Ugochukwu from Southampton. I know that there's definitely interest from their side to keep the player, but we need a player to come on and impact games as a substitute and cover Caicedo and Fernandes. They can't do it every single week, multiple times. We've had the luxury of Conference League matches, being able to play on a Sunday, rest, play on a Thursday with practically a different 11, and then go again. So you've always had that week's rest in between matches for players to recover. But now we don't have that privilege. And you see how much of an impact one injury has, like a player like Lavia or a Disasi. And then you've got other players coming in that you don't necessarily... Sorry, not Disasi, Fofana. And then you've got other players coming in who you might not necessarily feel like you can count on, or you just don't play any of the other players and you risk getting your best players injured, which is what's happening at the moment with Maresca. He doesn't even want to bring João Felix on. The guy's getting no minutes. So definitely a smart idea to get a centre-back. The question is, guys, do we bring in a player like Diomande? Would just call back a player we already have on our books, Chalobah? That's the question. So there is still a clause to bring him back, but I don't know if we're actually going to do that. But yeah, good on Casadei. It makes perfect sense for him to go out and get minutes himself. He's a goal-scoring midfielder. I'm sure he'd do very, very well in Italy, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if after he'd signed for Torino, he has a good couple of years there and gets another big move to a top club, because he was on a lot of clubs' radars when he was at Inter Milan. It was great business bringing him in, but we just haven't been able to develop him and give him a chance. So let me know what you think about that, guys. Do you think that Diomande is a defender for Chelsea? Should we give this one a go? And what's the price range we're looking at? Do you agree with me about 30 million? Or is that too much? And also Casadei as well. Do you think that that's a good deal from Chelsea's side? Still making a little bit of a profit, but it's all pennies really, isn't it, in the grand scheme of things. So let me know what you think, guys. All the best, and I will speak with you very, very soon. I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors as well, Stocks FC. Guys, if you've never heard of Stocks FC, check them out. There is a QR code on screen as well as a link in the description. it is what it says it is. It's literally a stock trading platform for football players. So if you want to go out and invest in your favorite players, hopefully make a little bit of money out of it as well, go and check out Stocks FC. It's really good. They don't have an app just yet, but there is a website you can go on to sign up. Check it out, and I hope you enjoy.